Now, the first question I asked myself after that question was, I was like, if I'm going to be able to try to figure out this answer or attempt to, I asked myself, what is life? What is life? And I looked outside my bedroom window. I saw some trees. And I seen some squirrels. I seen some bees. And I said, okay, is life everything else outside of me? But I thought, no. Humans fit right in to everything else that's out there. We're related to the trees, we're related to the animals, we're related to the bugs. So once I got that, I was like, okay, so life encompasses a lot of stuff, not just like humans, not just me and you. And then I was like to myself, so what distinguishes life? What distinguishes us from an inanimable object? From an object that, excuse me, I definitely pronounced that wrong. But but what distinguishes life from like an air conditioner or like a chair? What does? And I thought about it. What does life do? What do we do? What does life do? And I was like, okay, we have experiences, and we evolve. That's something we have in common with trees, flowers, bees, squirrels, giraffes, whales. We all have that in common. So when I found that common ground, I then came to the conclusion, and I said, okay, so if what life is are things that have experiences and grow based off of those experiences and continuously evolve, what is the meaning of life? And also, I also put in there consciousness, the ability to learn from your experiences, because you have a brain, you have a mind. Even the trees have a certain type of consciousness. Animals have a certain level of consciousness. They just don't have the same level as humans. So once I got to that, I was like, okay, so the meaning of life must be, at least for my deduction, it must be to experience, evolve, and grow. And then from there I said, okay, so when I got that, I said, so the actual meaning of life for each and every person must just be doing whatever you want to do. And when I say that, I don't mean go out there and killing people and doing bad, but doing what your heart tells you to do, doing what makes you happy, doing something that could be perceived as work, but you find it fun. And I really just think the meaning of life is to live, and living is having experiences and growing and continuously evolving yourself. Because if you're not getting better each and every day, even if it's by a little bit, then in reality, you're getting worse. And that's okay too. In order to go up, you have to go down sometimes. So even if you're not improving every day, just try to notice it. Like, I notice when I don't improve every day, and sometimes it kills me, but you can't beat yourself up. Because everyone outside of you beats you up emotionally with their words. The last person who should be giving you any type of shit, excuse my language, should be yourself. But no, yeah, I just think just live. And I think it's very obvious when I think about it more that that is the purpose of life, at least for humans, and to specialize it, at least for humans, because when you're not doing what you want to do, when you follow the crowd, when you do what you're told all the time, you become sad, you become angry, you become depressed. And most people point it outwards, but people usually feel those feelings because of themselves, because if you wanted to, you can do whatever you want. Even when it seems like you can't say no, you can say no. There just might be consequences for the no that you're not ready for, which is okay. It just might mean you're not ready for it yet. And that's fine. But yeah, so to go off what I was just saying, so you get sad and have all types of negative emotions when you're not doing what your heart feels like you should be doing, when you're doing exactly what you're told. Because everybody who gives you advice is not giving you the best advice, or the advice for the best of reasons either. Your heart knows what you should do. Your soul knows what you should do. But the voice is probably just really quiet within you because it's surrounded by a bunch of unnecessary noise that you've let in your head for your entire life since you've been born. Just like me. Like everybody else. So, and I think that's why when people say, oh, I feel like I have no purpose. In my opinion, you only have no purpose because you're not actually living. You have to live. You have to do what you want to do what you feel like you should do. If you feel like you want to quit that job and start your new business, you do that, because that's going to bring your heart some joy, and that's what you really want to do. The longer you wait on doing something that you want to do, the worse you feel about it. And you might be missing out on an opportunity that you don't know. Like me starting this. I've been holding this off for so long, because I thought about, what would people think? Would I be good enough? Am I really going to be able to have it be successful? But at the end of the day, those things mean absolutely nothing. Because now that I'm actually starting this, I feel so happy. I feel good. I feel proud of myself. And I feel like that's what happens when you live your life, when you're doing life. So that's what I think the purpose of life is to do what you want to do. Follow your heart. You got to take risk. You have to take risk. You got to take risk. And all of risk is something that you're uncomfortable with, that you don't know the outcome. You don't know what it could become. That's a double-edged sword, but at least on one edge of the sword is success. Even if the other one's failure, there's no true thing as real failure anyway, especially as long as you get back up. Then have you really failed? I don't think so. You only fail once you fully stop. If you fail a test once, like a recurring test, let's go with driver's license test. You fail it once, okay, you haven't truly failed, because you could take it again, and then you might pass, so you fail again, you come right back, and you do it again. Stuff like that. You can never give up. You always have to do your best. Because I don't know if you notice, but whenever you do your best, even if you fail, you still feel good. It might hurt, but you're like, wow, I gave it my best shot. And your best might not always be the best that you had yesterday. Like everything, it ebbs and flows. Your best one day could have been your worst the other day. You know? So you just gotta do your best at doing what makes you happy, what brings your heart joy. And I know a lot of people, me including, have a hard time doing what it is you want to do, because you think about what your parents will think, what your family will think, what your friends will think. Even people you don't know, you worry about what would they think, which is, it's poison to the mind, in my opinion, because no one's opinion truly matters. And when I say that, I don't mean like if you get good advice, disregard it. Like, oh no, they don't know what they're talking about. Nah. If someone gives you good advice and you know it's good advice, accept it. They're trying to help you. But I mean the opinions that stop you from doing things. Those don't matter. Or the opinions that make you change your mind on something without you doing your own individual thought about it, individual research to see if their opinion is something that is even truthful or that you even fully agree with. A lot of days people hear something and they take that and they make it part of themselves without even knowing it. And I say that because, like, I say people's opinions don't matter, because when you die and you see God, whoever you believe in, I guarantee you're going to see God. Whatever God it may be that you think you're going to see, you're going to see God. And he asks you, why did you do this? All right, you're going to say, because I thought that so-and-so was going to say this or feel this certain type of way, or because so-and-so told me to. Imagine that. Think about that. When you die and you have to answer to God, you think he's going to accept that you were a follower, or that you didn't do certain things because you worried about someone else other than yourself? Especially when that someone else won't be standing next to you when you see God. That's something I try to keep in mind, that at the end of the day, I came into this world by myself, and I'm going to leave by myself. And I'm going to have to answer to God by myself. So I can't sit there and blame someone else for my troubles or my worries or even my feelings, because God's not going to take that. No matter what kind of God you believe in, they're not going to take that. So you have to live for you. You have to live for you. And most people do live for themselves, and they don't know. People who say their life is all about their kids. The life is all about the kids because that's what they want to do. That's for them at the end of the day. It's also for the kids, for their betterment, because you care. That person cares. But you're doing it because you have the feeling. You have the want to do that. So start noticing those kind of things. Start catching yourself when you don't do things because you think about what someone else is going to think. I do it all the time. I think about what other people are going to think all the time. I've gotten progressively better at it throughout my life, but it still affects me like everybody else. It's something I've been working on still. So, but yeah, I just want everybody to live their life and be happy, because that is in love. That is one of the most. It's just a beautiful thing when everybody, including yourself, is happy and living their life. I'm a firm believer in reincarnation. I think you are a soul that lives inside of a body that is made from stars, which you can look up to. The human body, pretty much, the physical body, comes through a portal. That portal is the woman's womb, because there's a spark of light that happens when what was it again? I'm blanking now. But no, because it's almost like the The baby develops out of nowhere, even though it's there. But I'll talk about that at a different time. But yes, I think I believe in reincarnation, but the memories in most cases do not pass over. You don't remember who you were. I don't remember who I was. No one usually remembers. It's only a select few who are able to remember. So for all you know, this is the only life you have as the name that you are, as you, not as the soul. But like, for example, this is the only life I have as Daryl Davis. So I always keep that in mind when I think about not doing certain things, or I think about, or when I want to do something and I don't do it, and I'm not doing it for trivial reasons that don't actually mean anything. Like how I said, people's opinions. You are in complete control of your life, which is something that is very cool, very awesome and liberating, but it can also simultaneously be shackling, because then you know everything depends on you. You. No one else. No one but you. I said to myself the other day, because when I hang out with my friends think I'm super goofy, this and that, like, we're playing around, and I just seem like a big, stupid goofball. And I thought about it, I was like, why is it that I'm like that around my friends? Why do my friends allow me to be, like, my friends allow me to be, like, childish, per se. Like a child again. That's what it feels like. It's a beautiful feeling. I love all my friends. And I thought to myself, because it feels like part of my brain almost shuts down when I'm with my friends. And I was like, wow. When I'm with my friends, it allows me, like, a part of my brain shuts down. It's like the stress is gone, like, of being like almost fully responsible for myself. I was like, when I'm with my friends, I feel completely, like, relaxed. But when I'm by myself, I have no choice but to be God. And when I say that, I don't mean literally God, of course. I mean God in the sense of, I'm in charge of this body. I'm in charge of the mind I have. I dictate everything that I do. Everything that enters me. Everything that comes out of my mouth that I say. Everything that I listen to. It's all on me. It's all on you. And that's a burden in itself. It's a burden in itself when you come to that conclusion that I'm God for myself, because I dictate everything for this universe, which is, when I say universe, I'm referring to the individual person, or this planet. I consider each individual person either a universe or a planet. But yeah, I can explain why I think that. I think that way because just like how the universe has planets, stars, and compared to the size of the actual universe, they're the size of an atom. The size of an atom. But the universe is a whole body. And like, what do we have? What are we in charge of? In terms of our body, we're in charge of what? 1 billion. We have 1 billion cells within us. That even though they do their own thing, just how we do our own thing within the universe, they're still part of us. And God still decides what goes on, just how we decide for our body what goes on. And every little decision has a ripple effect throughout the whole body of ourselves and the universe whenever God decides to make decisions.